Hey guys, what's happening? No excuses. How are you, girlfriend? Hey Pat. Hey J Lizard. How's everybody doing? I got a long list, y'all. It's 1, 2, 4 pages long. 4 pages, y'all. 4 pages of stuff to talk about today. Hey Angela, what's happening, mama? How are you? Good to see you in here. Hold on, you guys. Let me read over this real quick. Okay, just making sure I got everything. Hey, Miss Astrology, how's it going? How are you? Hey, Bethany, what's happening, mama? Somewhat secret, hey. Ken, you're here, yay. You guys, Ken is my hero. She had major dental work done today, and she still stayed up, got up in the middle of the night in Scotland to be here to moderate for me. Thank you, Ken. I love you, my friend. Thank you. You guys, is it like 742 degrees where you live? Because that's where it is. That's what it is here in this room. It's like 416.2 degrees here in this room, and it's 719.1 degrees outside. I'm so funny. I crack myself up. Breezy C, welcome, welcome. Hey, Miss Astrology, I'm good. How's everyone else? I'm good. I'm good. Is everybody else good? Pat, Amanda, no excuses. I was going to talk about you tonight, no excuses. I was going to have everybody keep you in their thoughts and prayers since you're having some health issues, girl. Yes, it's so hot here, which is uncommon for Chicago, right? You know, when I was little here in the DC area, it would get up to like, we had many days when it was like 102 degrees, right? And of course, we didn't have AC. So our air conditioner consisted of a fan in the window and hope that you got a little breeze going through the house, right? But it's so freaking hot now. Like, they're calling for severe thunderstorm warnings again tonight. We had it last night. It thundered a little bit. That was it. But I know a lot of places are like getting the kicked out of them with this weather. It was like 102 degrees the other day in Kansas City. And like, you know, there again, when I was young, it would get really hot there. But, you know, it's gotten better through the years. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you. I'm doing okay just now. Good, Ken. Good, good, good. Somewhat secret. I'm sick with COVID, but getting better. Oh, gosh. No, I'm so sorry to hear that. Dark Rose has COVID, you guys. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She's back. So I'm excited that she's back. But she's like really sick right now with COVID. So just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Hold on now. Scotland. I'm super jealous. Right, Bethany? Look. The pictures that Ken posts on Instagram, it's just so pretty there. It's so pretty. It's 91 here right now. Oh, Pat, girl, I know. I was going to say it's 90 degrees here. Excuse me. So I literally backed out of the chair when getting injection. Candy cane. Happy Friday, girlfriend. Happy Friday. Oh no, yes, I had to be under anesthesia for my last procedure because I get so anxious and gag. Oh my gosh, somewhat secret. I'm so sorry to hear that. You know what's funny? Well, it's not funny, but with the thing I have, Chiari, it causes you to like have like a really sensitive gag reflex. So when I go to get dental work done, I'm always amazed that it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? Because listen, when I try to brush my teeth, major gag reflex. And I remember as a kid, like my dad had that, right? And I was like, as a little kid, you know, Daddy, how come you do that every time you brush your teeth? You know, and he's like, I don't know, you know. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Hey, Darlene, what's happening, mama? Candy cane, Victoria, as usual, your hair looks great tonight. Oh, thank you. It shouldn't look great though, because let me tell you, like I curled it earlier and it kind of fell. So, and it's like, you know, like in the back underneath, it's like soaking wet because it's so damn hot. Hey, Kim, glad you're here. So glad you're here. Only local, 8 injections, stitching, etc. I would love to be out of it when getting dental treatment. Right? I agree, Ken. My husband is like deathly afraid of the dentist. Like he hates the dentist, you know, and he needs some dental work done. And I'm like, you're going to go. Barbara Bazin. Hey, Barbara. Hi from hot Miami. My husband is French and his brother called him and said, in Lyon, France, it's 105. Holy guacamole. Global warming for sure. Holy crap, that's hot. Welcome, Barbara. Welcome. 93 degrees here. Wall of heat every time I go outside. Central Florida. Miss Astrology, my dear friend that I've known since 4th grade. She lives in... Crap, I just went blank. Anyway, she lives right by the beach, right by the ocean in Florida. And she said it's been like a friggin' nightmare there. It's been like horrible. I am. Welcome, welcome. Glad you made it. Oh, no, Miss Astrology. I'm from Orlando originally, so I know that heat. Yeah, the hottest crap out there. Yes, hair looks fabulous. Thank you, I am. It should look like crap because it wasn't supposed to look like this. It was supposed to look like it was curled, but the humidity. I got my hair colored the other day at my sister-in-law's, so it was getting bad, y'all. I have a story to tell you about hair in a little bit. It was 96 here in Florida yesterday. Wow, candy cane, that's hot as crap. Please click the like button. Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Angela, guess I'm a lucky one, only 79 here. Yeah. Let me tell you, so this has just been such screwed up weather. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 74 degrees. Sunday it's supposed to be like 78. Right? Crazy. Love your t-shirt. You were looking fabulous tonight. Aw, thank you, Ken. Thank you. Believe it or not, I got this last summer at a thrift shop. It was like $2. I guess somebody had tie-dyed it and then donated it. And I'm like, I'll take that for $2. Yep. Barbara. You're welcome, Barbara. Welcome, welcome. 96 here with a heat index of 110 and still no air conditioning. Kim, oh my gosh, you need to go jump in the pool and stay there. Like I would be from here down in the pool in the backyard the whole damn day. You know? First time in your live chat, loving it. Good, Barbara. I thought you were new. I thought you were someone new on here, yeah. We usually have like our same little group of regulars and then we'll get some new people here and there. So I'm really glad you're here. I have the most amazing subscribers out of anybody. I don't care what anybody says. I do. I'm very fortunate. I love each and every one of you. You're my family. I consider you my friends, you know. I'm very, very blessed. It's boiling hot here in the 70s, maybe 80s, but I can't take heat anymore. Ugh, I don't blame you, girl. It's winter, cold and rainy. I'm loving it. Rub it in, Breezy. Rub it in. No, I don't like snow, but I can handle if it's cool weather. I don't like it when it's really cold and snowy. Ugh. New unit being put in tomorrow. Good. That's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Ugh. Of course, we're amazing. You are. You are. I think I'm a sort of regular at this point and always happy to hang out. Yes, you are, Miss Astrology, and we love having you here. Yes, so let me tell you about Mr. V and what he did, okay? So I've had a friend since we were 4 years old. She's been my best friend since we were both 4. Actually, I think she had just turned 5 and I was still 4 when we became friends. And she's had alopecia. She started getting like patchy spots probably months after I met her. Her mother was not the best person in the world, so she spent a lot of time at my house, and, you know, my mom, you know, bought her barrettes and stuff, and we, you know, fixed her hair, so, you know, to cover up some of the bald spots and stuff. Anyway, till my mom confronted her mom and said, you need to do something for your child. Like, come on, this poor kid is like devastated. So anyway, so here we are, all these years later, and she still suffers from alopecia. She has, fortunately, here's the thing. So probably about 6 months ago, I saw a recent picture of her, and I was like, wow, her hair looks amazing. And it looked like it was her hair. So I assumed, that her alopecia had gotten better. I come to find out, a short time later, that she was still suffering with alopecia pretty badly, and it was a wig, but it was gorgeous, right? She looked amazing. So hubby said, you know what, my hair is really long. I want to donate my hair. So he donated his hair to Wigs for Kids, which is an organization that provides wigs for children with alopecia. I think they do work with some kids that are going through like chemo and stuff as well. So he did that. So I was telling my friend, her name's Kathy, I was telling her that, hubby had donated his hair, and she goes, she loves my husband's hair. Like, when we went to the apple orchard last October with her, she said, oh my God, Mark, you have beautiful hair. Hubby's name's Mark, by the way. Anyway, so she said to me, I said, yeah, he donated his hair to this organization that gives kids with alopecia. And I said, he does it because he thinks of you, and that's why he does it. And she was like, oh my God, and she was really touched by that. And then I said, I was thinking about getting my hair hacked off too. And she was like, oh my God. She was like, if you chop your hair off, would you donate it to me? And I was like, yeah, how? Okay, so she found this place in downtown DC. And generally how it works is you go in and someone donates their hair to, in your name. And then this place fits you and does everything and creates a wig for you. It's really expensive, when I was going through all the brain stuff, I bought like a really nice wig, and it cost me an arm and a leg. And so this organization, the way they do it in downtown DC, it's really expensive. So she said, well, I already ordered, my one wig that's being made, but I always have to have a backup. She's like, so if you decide to cut your hair, I would love to have your hair, so I could get a wig out of your hair. She's like, I've always loved your hair. And so I was thinking, I think I'm willing to do that. So I told her, I said, how much time do I have? She said, oh, you got plenty of time. And I was like, okay, let me grow it out some more, let me get it as long as I can, and then we'll go from there. So hopefully that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, and hubby even said, like, because we hadn't sent his hair away at that point, he was like, call her and ask her if she wants my hair. And when I did, she said, I can't take it because they had already started making her wig. They're pretty far into the process. Like, she should get her new hair, in the next few weeks. So she was like, and it's too early for the next one. So we went ahead and sent his for Wigs for Kids. But yeah, so let me see if I can find the picture of him with short hair. I'll flash it up here for a second. I don't know if you guys knew, but like his hair was like 4 inches longer than mine, at least. Like his hair was a lot longer than mine. Okay, so that's how short his hair is now. Can you see it? Can you guys see it? See how short his hair is? Well, let me show you what his hair was like before, just in case y'all don't know. Shoot, now I gotta find a picture of him with his long hair. You guys. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. I always talk to myself. I even answer myself too. I have quite the in-depth conversations with myself. Okay, it's not, okay, it's kind of hard to tell, but like, it's kind of hard to see it. But his hair was like a hell of a lot longer than mine. So he got all of it hacked off, and I was so proud of him. Yeah, so That's awesome. My niece just donated her beautiful hair. Oh, good. That's so awesome. You know, I don't think a lot of times people know that you can do that, because I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Wow, you can donate your hair," and I'm like, "Yeah." You know, but you have to have, like, each organization is different. Some of them say at least 10 inches. Some of them say at least 12 inches. So, you know, it all depends. But that is so sweet. Yeah, human hair wigs are. Yeah, they are. Longer than Jesus. See? Yeah, exactly, Candy. His hair was long as crap. That's wonderful. Yeah, I was so proud of him. I thought that was really cool. When he donated it last time, shortly after his mom died. His mom died of glioblastoma, brain cancer, and shortly after she died, he grew his hair out and got it cut off and donated it to this group for women going through chemo. So this time he was like, you know, because, you know, he loves my friend, and he said, like, that's just so close to my heart. Like, I want to donate my hair to kids with alopecia. So yeah. Hello, Victoria. Yay, I made a live. How are y'all doing? We're good. Hey, Sharon. How are you? I just saw the other day, your funny little thingy on Instagram. That was cute. It's very cute. Looks good. Yeah. Yeah, I was so proud of him. And, you know, when I met him, he had short hair like that. And so I think it makes him look younger. When he got his hair chopped off, I think he looks younger. Definitely. He doesn't like it. He's like, I don't like my hair short, but I think he looks so good with his hair short. Oh my gosh, you guys. Listen, we're going to talk about a couple of things, okay? Y'all, it's like 700 degrees up in here. I am like, see my forehead? I'm like sweating like a damn dog. Whew. You know what I'm going to buy? I'm going to buy one of those, like, little AC units, and I'm gonna put that bad boy in here, and I'm gonna crank. Oh, let me tell you guys. Let me tell you. So, in case you guys don't know, I have that weird thing where, if I wear a watch, the battery stops working right away. I can't wear my wedding band or my engagement ring because it turns my finger black. So I switched to these silicone rings, right? So yesterday, what happened? Turned my freaking finger black, right? And I said to my hubby, oh my God, you guys, I'm like sweating so bad. I said to my hubby, I said, can you believe that? I can't wear anything. It turns my finger black. And I said, I can't believe my Fitbit is still working. This was yesterday. This afternoon, all of a sudden I was like, what the heck? The front faceplate of my Fitbit came off. I was like, what the hell? And I was able to push it back in and it was okay. So hubby said, I said, can you just like try to super glue it? So he tries to super glue it and it stopped working. I'm like, are you kidding me? So now I gotta freaking go buy, I think I'm gonna get, my sister got, she got a Samsung watch, I think it is. Look at this, you guys. It's not oil, that's sweat. It's so gross. Anyway, she bought one, and because my Fitbit was like 200 and some damn dollars, like that's ridiculous. So the one is cheaper, and the Samsung one. So I'm gonna try to save some money and get that one. Let me get caught up on comments, and then I want to talk about some other stuff. My poor hubby is bald and has been since he was 20. Maybe I can donate mine. Oh, there you go, Bethany. Give him a little hairpiece going on. Kim, where's your sock with rice? I haven't done it yet. I admit it. I'm a procrastinator. And then this thing doesn't help, you guys. Like, I have that tennis elbow or whatever. It helps with the tennis elbow, but it just makes me sweat. And then, oh my God, you guys, the past 2 nights, let me tell you something. Please tell me why this shoulder. Okay. I got tennis elbow in this arm, and I got issues in this shoulder now. I was up 2 nights straight, like aching pain. I finally put like icy hot on it and it helped a little bit. I couldn't freaking sleep. 2 nights in a row this has happened. I don't know what the hell. Now, right now, it's fine. It's perfect. Doesn't hurt at all. At night, for some reason, I'm over it, you guys. I'm totally over it. You can just move over a few inches and tell us personally, Mr. V. Haha. Or maybe you don't want to be seen with short hair. Yeah, there you go. It's 1:42 a.m., Sharon. Oh my gosh, girlfriend. It's the middle of the damn night. Yeah, you're in South Africa. That's right. Wow, so the UK is on the same time as South Africa. Good to know. I didn't know that. All right, you guys, listen, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Y'all ready? Okay, so it's been a year since gorgeous little Summer Wells disappeared, you guys. You know this kills me. I'm still having that dream. I don't know. But let me tell you. Listen, isn't this interesting? Listen to this shit. So the Wells family hired an investigator, and they've been searching the area around Summer's home. Okay, so they've been searching, like they've covered like apparently hundreds of acres, right? With this investigator and a search team of like volunteers. The next door neighbor, he lives in the down in the next driveway, said, I don't think they're going to find Summer around here. And he said, you know, we've put up drones, we've searched. He said, I don't think she's here. So what does that say? Yeah. So I did want to talk about her because I'm just, you guys. All right. You know what? Let's talk about this next thing here on my list. Let me get caught up. Hold on. Maybe a pinched nerve. Yeah, it's just bizarre because like for the most part, excuse me, the other day, 2 days ago, it was really bad, achy during the day. And so hubby put icy hot like all over the back and front for me, you know, and it helps for a little bit, you know. I don't know what it is, but I do know when I lay down, because I always sleep on my left side. And like the past 2 nights, I've had to try to sleep on my back, which normally I can sleep on my back, but it's so achy and like throbbing at night. I can't get for shit with the sleep. Yeah, you did make it. My daughter has donated her hair twice. I have done it once, 12 inches for us both. Wow, that's awesome, Darlene. Thank you for doing that. That's so cool. Her hair had never been dyed when she donated. That's awesome. Yeah, like some places, they won't take hair if it's been dyed. Hubby hasn't had his hair dyed in like, he went through this weird spell like, I don't know, 12 years ago or something where he dyed his hair black, but he hasn't dyed it in this time. And for me, at the place in downtown DC that that I'm going to donate to my friend, she said, yeah, you can have dyed hair. It's fine. And actually, the hair color that I have now, how it's like the different shades, the blonde and the brown and the red, this is like pretty close to my friend's natural hair color back when she had hair, you know. So, yeah. A drone is not much use in overgrown areas. People can be standing next to human remains and not know it. Yeah, very true, very true. My arms are going numb during the night when I sleep on my side. It's terrible. Oh, no, Candy, I'm so sorry to hear that. And that story of that young man of 19 that has disappeared from his farm, I think near Salt Lake City or something like that. Has there been any other news on that story? Let me tell you about that, Sharon. Before I talk about this other stuff, let me tell you about that. So, you know, a lot of times with these cases, I go to sleep at night and I have a dream, right? So I had a dream, and I had also that following day, this is probably 3, 4 days ago. During that day, the night before, I'd had the dream about this guy, right? During the day, I had the exact same vision come up. But then it was like another person was crossing into it. So I think I figured out it's 2 totally different cases, and I'm not sure why they're overlapping. I don't know. But I did have some dreams and visions about the 19-year-old that's missing out of Utah. Why can I not remember his name? Crap, I can't remember his name. I have Daniel, now I can't remember his name, Daniel Robinson. He was, I can't remember how old, I think 23, young African-American gentleman. He was a geologist, and he was working in Arizona and disappeared, and they found his car and it was wrecked and all this stuff, but they've never found him. I'm doing that. I'll have a video on him this week. But yeah, I think I totally have no freaking clue why they're like overlapping each other, but they are. We went to the Jacksonville, Florida Zoo and Gardens Wednesday. Lord, it was boiling hot, but we had fun. It was $5 day. Great deal. Flowers were beautiful. Oh, how fun, Darlene. I love going to the zoo. That's so cool. I had that in my shoulder, had to go to urgent care because the pain was so bad. I couldn't sleep, and it's tendonitis. They gave me medication, but it still hurts sometimes. Really? You know, I'm on this because of my Chiari. I'm on this medication. My doctor said it's normally like nerve medication, but it actually helps me sleep. So you know it's bad when I'm taking that and I can't sleep because I'm in so much damn pain. Like, oh, so over it. Click thumbs up and like, thank you. Thank you, Candy. I donated my hair at a beauty shop in Indiana. Then a year later I called them and they said the beautician didn't work there and they wouldn't give me info where she went. Still looking to donate. Oh, wow. Really? Crap. Maybe you're meant to take the same lesson from both cases. It could very well be. And I haven't so I still need to try to connect with both these guys. So it could be that I get, you know, more information. I just thought it was weird that they were both like crossing over. It was just bizarre. I can't either. Done, Ken. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. It's hot down here in Miami. Have our central AC on all the time. Ugh, girl, so do we. Dylan Rounds. That's right. That's right. For some reason, I kept wanting to call him Cody. I don't know why. But yeah, Dylan Rounds and then Daniel Robinson. I would die without it, or I would have to live in the ocean. Yeah, definitely, especially that heat. Whew. Not sure if I spelled his name correctly. You did, you did. My mother fell going in the doctor's office this week. No. 5 stitches in her left baby finger, gravel in her knee, and hit the side of her face. 89 years old. She keeps forgetting her walker. Oh, no, darling, I'm so sorry to hear that. But you know what? Thank God she didn't, like, break a hip. You know what I mean? Like, my husband's grandmother fell, broke a hip, and passed away because of it. And then my mom, the physical therapist accidentally broke her hip, and then she died that night. So, yeah, she died because of other reasons, but breaking the hip didn't help. Yeah. God, I'm so sorry to hear that, darling, though. Jeez. That's the name of the teenage farmer that went missing. Yes, Ken, that's who it is. He's 19. So his case should be coming up here soon. I need to try to connect with them and see what else I get. But, okay, let me talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick. Before I talk about the trivial bullshit, also known as Amber Heard, let's talk about this, which is important, okay? Last night, Vestavia Hills, Alabama, there was a church potluck dinner at an Episcopal church. Robert Finley Smith, a 70-year-old man, he occasionally attended this church, came in and had a handgun and started shooting. He killed 84-year-old Walter Rainey, 75-year-old Sarah Yeager, and then an 84-year-old woman died today at the hospital, and her family did not want her name to be announced. Some man tackled the 70-year-old man and held him down until the police got there, so he's a hero because otherwise a lot more people would be dead. But here's what I have to say about that. Just like with these douchebags that go into elementary, middle, or high schools and shoot and kill children, killing the elderly, you are the biggest, I'll say pansy, because I don't want to say the other P word. You're the biggest pansy that ever walked the face of the earth. You're a dirtbag as far as I'm concerned. Here's the other thing. Public, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Public records showed that he's a federally licensed firearm dealer. So this douchebag is dealing guns to other people, and then he takes one of said guns and goes in and shoots a bunch of elderly people that are helpless and harmless. Piece of shit. The other thing, You ready for this? Mr. Smith used a handgun, not an assault rifle. So with these new laws that are wonderful politicians that are all a bunch of liars and thieves, this new law that they want to put into effect. But is it going to affect 70-year-old Mr. Smith, who was an arms dealer, who used a handgun and not an assault rifle? And here's the pathetic thing, okay? I don't care what anybody says. People in Alaska have to have a gun. You have to own a gun for protection because of bears and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain parts of the country that people have to have a gun. There's no way around it. Here's my thinking, and maybe I'm wrong. But if some little 18-year-old pansy decides he wants to go shoot up a bunch of little kids, if he doesn't have a gun, he could go jump in his truck that he stole from his grandfather. Like, he could have just as easily jumped in his truck and waited for the kids to walk out of the school building, and he could have ran them over. You know what I mean? When you have a sick piece of shit, okay, whether it be the pansy that killed the elementary kids or whether it be this 70-year-old grandpa that should have been at home, like, baking cookies or eating cookies with his grandkids, would it have stopped them? Because I don't think it would have. Like, this dude, 70-year-old Mr. Smith, do you really think that he's going to go and hand his weapons over? Oh yeah, new law passed here. You can have my guns. Here you go. No, hell no. So he's still going to have those guns, and he's going to find some way. I just believe when you're that evil, like I said, you can mess with whoever the hell you want, but you don't have a right to mess with children and senior citizens. They're both harmless. You don't have that right. You know what I mean? Like, if someone wants to come at me and shoot at me, fine, okay? I've lived a good life, you know what I mean? But don't go harm a bunch of little kids or a bunch of grandmas and grandpas. Come on. Like, I don't know what the answer is, you guys. I don't know. Kim, my mom died after she broke her hip. See, so many people that happens. Candy, it's amazing how many people hang at the library during the summer so they don't have to run their air 24/7. They fill up the library all day, right? Let me tell you guys, that reminds me. So we have a used bookstore, and I decided to go into the used bookstore. You guys, I was like, it's during the week, it'll be quiet, there won't be anybody there. It was freaking wall to wall people. More importantly, wall-to-wall kids. There was a lady making balloon animals, and there was a lady blowing bubbles, and they were giving away, raffling off stuff, like free vouchers for books. And I was like, really? Because when I go in there with like a long list, okay? I walked in, I had a list of like 20, 25 books, right? And I keep a running list in my purse, and whenever I go in there, or whenever I go to any bookstore, I'm like, I got my list. Pull my list out, grab the books, and I go, right? You guys, they were having oh, yay, you're so lucky you got out of school party. And I said to the guy at the cash register, I said, yeah, I thought, oh, nobody will be in here today. It'll be quiet. He said, I thought the same thing when I came into work today. And he said, I came in and they said they were doing all this stuff. And he was like, what? I didn't know we were doing all this stuff. He said, I thought I was going to have a chill day. And I said, I guess not, because it was like nonstop baby screaming, kids yelling, mom yelling at this kid, stop doing this, stop doing that. I was like, oh my gosh, these poor parents, man. They got their kids full time now. A Jasper bead bracelet with Simplify on it, sold a few days ago on eBay, and I can't find it. It's in my car or my car cargo topper, but where? The buyer will be disappointed. Oh no, that sucks. I am so sorry. Is it in your car though? Is it? because I don't feel like it's in your car. So I don't know. It's weird. That's odd. I hate to say it, but not too many don't make it after that stage. Sorry for your loss. Right? That's so true. Pat, I will never understand how those people can do that. Yeah. Innocent little babies and senior citizens. I mean, come on. What an a-hole. Goodness, how do people become so aggressive and hateful that they choose to pick on the weak or those that are defenseless? Right, Sharon? I feel the same way. I have no problem calling them pansies, pieces of shit. I don't care. If YouTube wants to, like, get pissed at me or whatever, do whatever to my channel, sorry. But it's the truth. Like, I'm just speaking the truth. My mom is hard-headed. She doesn't think she's old. Wonder where I get it from. Darlene. Yeah, killing children, I couldn't even fathom, right? Where do you get your list from? Recommendations or research? So, like, you know, I watch a lot of people on YouTube, like preppers and people that do recipe videos. And so, like, if one of them does a recipe or, you know, or canning, whatever, and they say, oh, this is a book I got it out of. I'm like, okay, and I write it down. Yeah. I actually had a viewer. So I have thrift books, Abe books, you know, online. And I had, like, I can't remember which, there's another one too, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I would go in there and I would pick, like, books that I wanted to buy and I'd put them in my, like, wish list. Well, I started getting deliveries of these books. And I was like, where are all these books coming from? And then the first packet I opened up, I'm like, these were the books I had in my wish list. Then a couple weeks later, I get another pack. And anyway, this happened 3 times, right? And it didn't say, like, where it came from. The third package I got, it said who it was from. It was this lovely viewer. I don't know how in the hell she found, like, my information or whatever. But the way they do it, like, she can go on there and pay for it and they can mail it to me and she would not know any of my personal information. You know what I mean? Something like that. Anyway, I don't know. I was just so damn grateful. But I was like, where are these books coming from? You know? But yeah, so I just keep, like, a running list and yeah. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. All guns are assault weapons. Very true, Darlene. Very true. 10-9. Hey, what's happening? I'm out and about, but want to ask about that little girl you kept dreaming about. Can you describe her appearance and what happened in the dreams? I want to ask another psychic about it. Yeah, she looks eerily similar to Summer Wells, but it's not Summer Wells. She has, like, long, I believe it's long wavy hair. Does she have wavy hair or straight hair? No, I think it was wavy. I can't remember exactly. You'd have to, like, watch the video because I guess in there I gave, like, an estimate of how old she was. She was little. She was little. And I even gave the explanation of the guy, what he looked like, the subdivision, because it was like, what do you call that when you walk into a house and you can either go upstairs or downstairs? It was a house like that. Because when the guy was sitting talking to the police, because the guy called the police because this little girl was missing, right? To this day, I don't know, was it his daughter? Did he adopt her? I don't know. But anyway, when he was sitting there talking to the police, I could see, like, the setup of the house. And then you walk down the street a little ways and then there's, like, a big open field and then there's, like, trees, and I saw, like, this little, like, coffee shop. You watch that video, honey. Check that video out. It's got all the, you know, really specific details. Check that out. It says, I think it says something about the little girl in my dreams or something to that effect. Yeah. Let's see. Last month I posted that I gave a bunch of food to a handicapped homeless guy. This afternoon I went to McDonald's and he was by the entrance and we greeted each other. Pretty cool. Aw, that is very cool, Jay Lizard. Especially nowadays, you guys. Food is so expensive. I feel horrible for the homeless. I feel horrible for all these families out there. You know, all those years I ran that food pantry, all those people that came through those doors, like, and I found out that the food pantry is not getting the amount of food that they used to get. I was really good about staying up and, you know, staying up on going and getting donations all the time. And the lady who's running it now, I think, is just having a harder time with that. And I don't know, it could just be because of, you know, inflation and all that. But I heard that they're really struggling. And yeah. Something happened to me. I felt a presence around me. I took my phone and recorded, and a young man's voice said, "Wiley, it scared me very much. What could it be? My house is new. I was so scared." Okay, well, I can I can tell you right away, it doesn't have anything to do with your house. It has to do with the land. So let me see if I get anything. Let me see. Wow. Okay. I think this is someone from way back. We're talking like, I feel like his death, I feel like he died prematurely. Yeah, I feel like it was an accident. He died prematurely. I feel like it was before, you know, cars weren't even invented. I feel like it had something to do with a horse and carriage. Yeah. The guy's maybe 30, maybe 30 years old. He's like balding, dark hair that's really thin, right? Thinning out. Oh yeah, like the white shirt and the pants and the boots that he has on. This was like, yeah, this was like way back. I don't know what the name Wiley, because I don't feel that his name is Wiley or anything like that. So I don't know where that comes from, but that's what I'm getting. But I do feel like he died prematurely in an accident. And I think maybe it wasn't a horse and buggy. Maybe he was on a horse. Maybe he was on a horse and he was thrown. I feel like that makes more sense with what I'm seeing and feeling. Yeah. So yeah, and I don't think it's like, he's not trying to scare you. I think he's just trying to figure shit out. You know, he's like, where am I? Who are these people? What building am I? You know what I mean? Like, he's clueless. I would just say to him, if it happens again, I would just say, hey, look, you know, hey, hi, this is my house. I own it. And I am afraid of you. You're scaring me. Can you back off? You know? And generally, you know, I don't feel like he means any harm. I feel like he's completely harmless. I think he's just like confused. And I think normally when you have a spirit like that, if you just say like, you're scaring me, they'll back off, you know? He doesn't mean anything. So, yeah. Agreed, Darlene. But it does make it easier for them. I bet the cowards would not attempt it if it was up close and personal, right? If it is an Amazon list, it is public. It's not Amazon, but I go on all these different book ones, and so all you have to do is like search my name. Apparently you just search my name, and then you can buy stuff, pay for it, and then the company will then ship it, you know. So the person that pays for it doesn't, you know, see anybody's information. Not that it really matters. I mean, I don't really care. The person that sent them to me, she's awesome. So, you know, I wouldn't be afraid if she had my address. That is what's happening in the UK. People cannot afford to donate food. Yeah, I bet. Like, I was telling Ken the other day, I saw this thing in the US. said that, I guess Boris, what the hell's his name? Boris Johnson, I apparently said that they know that the UK is in for major food shortages, and that they're wanting people to stock up because they're worried. So the US and the UK apparently this is going on everywhere. Gun background checks should be more strenuous. Mental background should be done also, but HIPAA stuff gets in the way. I totally agree. I have no problem with guns, with people owning guns, unless they become, POSs and they kill innocent people. That's different. But, but I 180% believe that we need to have really strict gun laws. When it comes to, going to purchase a gun, you should have to pass a background check. You should have to pass a mental health check, because we don't need any of these little psychos out here to get a hold of a gun, Yeah. It's in Miami, Florida. I never had heard the name before. I still feel him. I have seen him in my house. Yes, dark hair, around 30, you're right. Yeah, definitely. I think he's harmless. I don't feel like there's any, he's harmless. I really feel like he's harmless. Could that little girl be Harmony Montgomery? Angela, it's a funny thing you said that. One of my subscribers actually emailed me and asked that, and I said no, I wish it were. That would, maybe give some answers, but no. Poor little Harmony. You guys, if someone wants to kill you, they don't need a gun. They'll find a way. That's how I feel. But let me just say this, okay? That POS that went into that elementary school and killed those little kids and those teachers. Here's what I don't get. How did he have an iPhone 13? Aren't those like thousands of dollars or some shit? How did he have, what did they say, $9,000 worth of guns? Didn't he just turn 18? Where in the hell does an 18-year-old get $9,000 to buy a bunch of guns? And where do they get the money to buy an expensive phone like that? Like, that's what I want to know. Ugh, don't get me started, you guys. Don't get me started. Maybe the Jasper bracelet was in my purse, and I cleaned the purse out, and that bag is in my car, but I can't find that either. Oh, crap. I definitely, for some reason, I don't feel like it's in your car, though. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. Hey, Bonnie. I was thinking Harmony Montgomery also. I wish it were. That would, like, answer it, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I went to buy the kids ice cream at the grocery and had a hard time finding vanilla. We had sprinkles on it, too. Everyone was happy. There you go, Darlene. Let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you. There, my nephew's wife is back at work, and she has a baby. So my sister-in-law was like, hey, if you happen to see this formula, could you pick some up? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Well, I went to like 4 stores the other day, okay? And first of all, I went to 4 stores because I have this new thing now where if I buy anything, I buy what's on sale. So I'm that person that sits there either online or with my little flyers, and I write down my grocery list, and then I look through my flyers and I see which grocery store has them on sale. You keep in mind, you guys, I could, within 30 minutes, so let's say 30 minutes, a 30-mile radius, I could go to 70, 80 different grocery stores, I mean, I'm very fortunate that I live in an area where I can go to DC, I can go to Virginia, I can go to Maryland, you know what I mean? Like within a pretty short radius, I can go to 2 states and a whatever you call DC and get shit that's on sale. So that's what I do. So I went to Aldi because I'm going to be making ghee, okay? Because if you can butter, it only lasts, maybe a year on the shelf, right? But if you make ghee and canned ghee, it's shelf stable indefinitely. So I happened to go to Aldi to pick up some other stuff because I love Aldi's First world problems, right? All these red pepper hummus is my favorite. I don't like Sabra. I don't like Sabra hummus. I don't like any of the other generic name brands. The Aldi hummus is amazing. So I was going in there to get that. And then I thought, oh, I'll buy eggs and milk because it's usually pretty cheap in there. You guys, I can remember a year ago paying 48 cents for a dozen of extra large eggs. Now it's $2.72 or 79 cents for a dozen eggs. And they're large, size large. They're not even like the jumbo or anything extra large. They're large. They're tiny. Anyway, so I'm in there and I see that...
Ken's leaving. I just wanted to...
Oh no. Ken, oh my gosh. Night, honey. Take your medicine and get some sleep. I know you've been struggling. Thank you for coming in at all, Ken. I didn't expect you. Thank you, honey. Good night. Night. Hubby just came and told me. I'm glad he did because I haven't been looking at the board while I'm talking. Anyway, so I'm looking around and I see they had a pound of butter for $1.61. The cheapest I've been able to get butter was either at Costco, which you have to pay, you have to get a shit ton of them. And everywhere else, the cheapest I found it is $2.98 for a pound of butter. That was the sale price, right? I see that and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I bought 24 pounds of butter, right? There was tons there. And I even said when I went through the checkout, it was a manager, and I even said, you guys have more butter, right? Because I don't want to like wipe you out. And she's like, honey, we got tons of butter. She's like, I got tons in the back too. I was like, okay. So she said to me, tomorrow the butter's going up to, what did she say? 238 or 248 or something like that. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. She's like, no. So later I went and hit the Aldi, which is on another part of town, and their butter was $2.17 a pound. I was like, what? So I went back to the initial Aldi and I bought another 24 pounds of butter. Yeah. So I'm going to be canning ghee this week. I'm going to be busy. But, you can't beat it, right? When you find a sale like that, I have to buy it. I don't have a choice, All right, you guys, wait. Let me get caught up really quickly. Okay, I didn't know you made a whole video about it. Thanks. Oh, sorry, T9. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Angela, that's the only little girl that comes to mind at the moment, right? Trust me, I've racked my brain. Like, I even went online and I was like searching missing children and yeah, exactly. Where did he get the money? About 19, I would have bought a car. Yeah, right. Hey, Tammy, welcome. Bonnie, he had been working. Maybe he saved all his money from work, or he's spoiled too and got money all the time. Yeah, right. I'm going to check out early tonight. I just wanted to make an effort to be here, but after surgery, I'm tired. I bet you are, Ken. Sleep tight, honey. Probably didn't have to pay rent. True. Hey, Stacy, what's happening, Mama? See ya, Ken, if you're still in here. Hold on, let me get caught up. Definitely prayers for Ken. And prayers for No Excuses if she's still in here. She's having a lot of health issue, you guys. We need to seriously send thoughts and prayers her way. She's a cool chick, and I think she deserves it. Let's see. Merritt Sager Design. Welcome. Same here. My ex excuse to get me one for the same reason. LOL. No more joyriding. I don't drive unless I have to. I hate it. I don't blame you. Gosh, Victoria, that is some cheap prices. Right? I was like, holy crap. I had to scoop it up. I was like, Our nutty boss wants to cancel remote work right when the blasted gas is through the roof. That's the stupidest thing I've ever frickin' heard. People are so... Listen, if you own a company and your people are working from home and they're doing well, why the hell... the owner of the business is going to spend more money on electricity, water, sewer. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand these companies that are forcing their employees to come back when they've been successfully working from home for 2 years. Hello. Did your email address change? No, it did not, girlfriend. Did you email me? Did you email me? I need to buy a freezer. I have two, my friend. I purchased them. The first one was given to me. My sister-in-law was moving, and she's like, we don't even use it. You can have it. And then the second one, you know how they have that neighborhood app where you can go on there and people can list stuff. This guy listed that he had a freezer and a storage bin, and I think I paid $100 for it. And they're still, knock on wood, both going strong. So, hey. Hey, honey, sending love from Manchester. Hey, Stacy from Manchester. Do you have any feelings about the boy in the suitcase? I don't. I haven't. I've intentionally not gone there. You guys, I have been inundated. Let me tell you. Let me tell you a little story. I have just spent, well, for the past 2 nights, I haven't slept because of my shoulder, whatever. Prior to that, it's like every flipping time I get to sleep, I'm waking up with another dream. And I've said this before, but like in my dreams, I know which dreams are like real and which dreams are just like BS nightmares. You know what I mean? Like I can tell the difference when I'm in the dream. In between dreams and visions, I have been freaking inundated, you guys. I don't know what the HE double toothpicks is going on. I don't know what's going on with Mars and retrograde, or I told you before, I don't know about all that crap, you guys. I don't know what in the hell is going on, but I've been overwhelmed, like severely overwhelmed, you guys. So yeah, I'm trying to, like, that's my phone, sorry guys. I'm trying to, like, you know, slow down a little, because when I get to this point, this happens a lot. Like I get to this point when I'm having all these visions and all these dreams, and I'm connecting to all these people that have crossed and passed, and I just get overwhelmed, and I physically get sick, if that makes any sense. So I have to I have to calm down. But I will get to that. I promise. 10-9. Butter is $6 and up in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Wow, $6 and up. Yeah, I mean, we've even had that here. Like, Land O'Lakes butter was on sale for $5.98 the other day, when probably 5 or 6 months ago, Land O'Lakes, a pound of butter was on sale. It was like, I think, 2 pounds. So buy one, get one free. And I think it was like $3.98. It was like $4 for 2 pounds of butter. So yeah, it's absolutely through the roof insane. Like, yeah. I hope they're upping food stamps. Let me tell you about that. I don't know if they are or not. Years ago, hubby had lost his job. We were struggling. I was going through all these brain surgeries. It was a rough time for our family. And so I happened to have a day when I was feeling okay. So I got a ride from hubby. Excuse me. Everybody was like, you need to apply for food stamps. You guys need to get food stamps. So I go and apply. First of all, it took forever. I was there literally all day long. I was like, what in the actual is going on? Then you know what they say to me? Oh, I'm so sorry, but you make $17 too much. I said, did you just say I make $17 too much? Did I? Excuse me, you guys. Did I hear that right? 17 as in 17 as in under $20. And she was like, yeah. I said, you've got to freaking be kidding me. We're like struggling. Like, we're having a hard time buying groceries for our kids. What are you talking about? And she's like, oh, well, if you sell your car. This is it. We had a car. It was probably, I want to say 6 to 8 years old at the time. So no car payment, right? Car was paid for. Frankly, it was a little piece of shit, but it got us where we needed to go. And she said, well, if you sell your car, then you qualify. And I said, oh, yeah, I'll sell my car. And what do I qualify for? Food stamps. So if I sell my car, I can feed my family. She's like, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, but if I sell my car, I can't get to my brain surgery appointments because you can see that I'm bald and that I have incisions all over my head. My freaking head looks like a freaking road map. And my husband can't apply for jobs because we don't have a car. Well, you could use public transportation. There is no public transportation here. So the town we lived in, they didn't have public fucking sorry. They didn't have public transportation, right? You guys, like, I look, over the years of being at the pantry, people have told me the same type of stories. And I'm just like, what? What? You know, so when they said, oh, everybody's staying home now, nobody wants to go to work because they're making so much money by staying home and getting all this money. I'm like, how in the HE double toothpicks is that possible when I made $17 too much to be able to feed my family? You guys, something is definitely wrong in this country. Yes, I did, but tell me it again, please. Oh, okay, Tammy, sorry. VictoriaPaxton.psychic@gmail.com. Yeah. I hope they're upping food stamp. Yeah. You can only do what you can do. Don't get sick on us now. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. Yeah, it's just been overwhelming. Has Grant visited you lately? He has not. You'll be the first one. I promise you I'll let you know if he does, though. But he hasn't. He hasn't. Okay, thanks. Much appreciated. I made ghee in the ashram in 1973. Stick of butter in a little glass bowl left on top of the warm stove counter. Not burner for a couple of hours. Ghee. Done. There you go. Yeah, the way I do it, it's so simple. I just put it in a heavy bottom pot and skim off the foam and let the milk fats burn out, and then I put them in jars and pressure can. It's not as easy as how you did it, but it works, you know. And I'm like, it just kind of sucks. I have to like stay in the kitchen all day and watch the pressure monitor gauge on my pressure canner. This is ridiculous. They're never going to go down, probably, right? Years ago, I was the exact same thing, but it was $14 for me. Really? That just absolutely blows my mind. Like, my mom applied for food stamps, 80 years old. She worked all her life and was a widow and got $800 a month. They gave her $23. She had to move in with us because she couldn't make it. Are you fucking kidding me? Something is very wrong in this world. It blows my mind, you guys. It absolutely blows my mind. Ugh. Okay. Oh, let's talk about something fun, shall we? You guys ready? Let me tell you, we're gonna talk about Amber. You know, the one, Amber Heard. Okay, so I watched her 3 parts. Okay, so what's her name? Savannah Guthrie interviewed Amber Heard. And it was in like part 1, part 2, part 3, right? Let me just tell you, you guys. Okay, I'm just going to go through my notes, okay? So you guys can kind of know where my head is. Amber Heard, give it a rest. She refuses to take credit for anything. She continues to talk crap about Johnny Depp. She's still defaming him. In this interview, she said that, oh yes, I was definitely physically abused. And she was like, Savannah Guthrie's awesome. I love her. She was like asking all the right questions. She was like, are you afraid that Johnny's going to put another defamation lawsuit against you? And she's like, yeah, because I don't, because I'm not allowed to have freedom of speech. And Savannah Guthrie said, well, you can have freedom of speech, but you can't defame somebody in the process. Okay, so listen to this crap. When Savannah Guthrie asked her, so what are you going to do now? Where do you go from here? What are you going to do now? She said, well, I'm going to be a full-time mom and not worry. And I heard that and I was like, did she say she's going to be a full-time mom and not have to worry? That's what she said. She's something like not have to worry about meetings or auditions or something. And I was like, did she say what I think she freaking said? So I go back. That's what she said. Okay. So people have said that there's a picture of Amber getting off a private jet in LA, right? At the airport. It was kind of at night, and some reporter snapped a bunch of pictures. And somebody compared the jet she got off of with Elon Musk's $70 million private jet, and they said, that's the same jet. So here's what I said. The way she said it, she made it sound like, oh, I don't have to worry anymore. It came off like, oh, I don't have to worry about finances anymore. I'm going to be a full-time mom, and I don't have to worry anymore. So my thought, this is allegedly, y'all. This is my opinion, okay? But is Elon Musk that baby daddy? Is Elon Musk supporting her financially? Is that how she's going to be a full-time mom and not have to worry about doing anything? That's what I want to know. That's what I freaking want to know. Okay, so listen. So Savannah Guthrie said that they felt like most people felt that she was the instigator when it came to the abuse, that she instigated it. Okay, let me tell you something. Her answer, 180%, right then and there, I was like, yep. If I had any question about whether Johnny Depp had harmed her physically or not, I just got my answer. Listen to what she says. She said, and this is in my words, you guys. I didn't do exact quotes or any of that bullshit. So this is my opinion. This is what she said. She said, in my words. She said, I never had to instigate it. Wait, let me see. Got my stupid ass phone, you guys. All right, here. You guys ready? I'm going to try to do it in Amber fashion. I don't have to instigate it. I responded to it. When you're living in violence, it becomes normal, just like I testified. And you just have to learn to adapt. Let me tell you something. She is so full of bullshit, and let me tell you why. So everybody knows I was in an abusive marriage. The guy was an asshole. He was a piece of shit. I was able to get away from him after he shot at me. I went into hiding for a while, and let me tell you something. I was in a real abusive relationship, okay? Not a fake one that I made up in my freaking head like Amber, okay? When my ex-husband, and I won't even say his name because he doesn't even deserve that, okay? So when this piece of shit that I was married to was beating the crap out of me on a regular basis, you know, it was sex abuse. It was, he was running his mouth all the time saying horrible things about me. The one thing I didn't do was, quote, adapt. Okay, what did she say? You learn to adapt. No, here's what you learn. You learn to try to calm the abuser down. You do everything in your power to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You're right. You're right. I'm so stupid. You're perfect. I'm dumb. I did everything in my power to calm him down, to diffuse the situation, because if I would have tried to do what she's saying, had I have fought back, or, whether it be physically or with my mouth, then I would get my ass kicked 100 times worse. I would go through abuse. I would be put through horrible things, right? I have been through horrible things because of that asshole. And so right then and there, not that I really had any doubt, because I've said from day one that she's a freaking liar, that she's a piece of shit, and I stand by that. Johnny Depp is not perfect. He even said it on the stand. He said, I've had problems with drug abuse, with alcoholism. I have problems, He was willing to take the blame, right? All right, so let's see. Okay, so when she said it was a setback for women, no, it freaking wasn't. It was actually a good thing for abuse survivors, okay? Because now, if your next door neighbor's a man and he's getting abused by his wife, maybe now he'll feel like, you know what, Johnny Depp did it, I can do it too. I'm going to stand up for myself. So it didn't set back anything for women. Like, she's just freaking pissed that she lost. She could not, let me tell you guys, she blamed the jurors. She blamed Johnny Depp's attorneys. She blamed the fact that Johnny Depp is a beloved character. She blamed everything on everybody else. His witnesses were paid. They're in love with Johnny. They love him. They were paid. It goes both ways, bitch. Your witnesses were paid too, but here's the funny part. She had one person testify on her behalf that wasn't a paid witness. That was her dumb sister. And I say dumb because she's stupid. She knows Amber's abusive to her. Amber treats her like shit. And then she comes into court and risks being locked up for perjury, right? By lying for Amber. She cannot take responsibility for anything. She can't. All she would have had to have said, like when she kept saying, oh, but I pledged the money. No, back it up, bitch. You said on national TV when you were, I donated every dime. I donated $3.5 million to the ACLU and $3.5 million to Children's Hospital of LA because I don't want the money. It's never been about the money. All she had to say in this interview with Savannah Guthrie, okay? All she had to say was, that was a poor choice of words. I shouldn't have been so nitpicky about pledging and donating. She's like, that's all she would have to say. But here's what she said instead. Oh, I totally plan on donating that money. How are you going to donate anything? You don't have any money. You bought a $15 million mansion knowing you were going into this. A $15 million mansion. You can't even pay your ex-husband back for dragging his name through the mud and lying about him. And now she's on national TV again saying the same shit. She's saying the same shit, okay? His attorney needs to send her a letter and say, you need to stop talking crap about our... I wish I were an attorney. You guys. So, I don't know if you guys had heard. A supposed juror had come out on TikTok and talked about the case, but he didn't want to say his name and he was like blacked out so you couldn't see what he looked like. Supposedly, the same news outlet that interviewed that Savannah Guthrie works for, isn't it Good Morning America? They supposedly checked this dude out, this guy. This guy came forward and said he was, in fact, one of the 5 men on the jury. There were 2 women, 5 men. And he said he didn't want his voice or his name or his face. So they just said what he said, right? He said that the way she was looking at the jury and the way she was looking at him made him feel really uncomfortable, and the rest of the jurors were uncomfortable as well. He said she wasn't believable. He said Johnny Depp was believable. He said you could tell by the way he was, replying to the questions. Excuse me, you guys. He said, you could tell that he was very believable. And he said, and the fact that he was willing to say, that's me on the recording. I said those horrible things. I texted those messages about my wife. That was me. He said Johnny Depp was believable because he admitted that he was screwed up, right? Whereas he said Amber never admitted to anything, and she kept nitpicking about the whole pledge thing. He said that was an issue. He went on to say, what did he say? He was offended when Amber said, oh, well, of course, the jurors, they have access to social media, so of course they saw everything on social media about it. He said, first of all, me and 2 of the other jurors don't have Twitter or Facebook. And he said, and the other ones, nobody talked about the case. He's like, nobody talked about it. He said, I'm offended by that. Like, this guy gave up 6 weeks of his time and got paid $30 damn a day to sit there all damn day. I felt bad for the guy. Like, how can you not, He said the majority of the jurors wanted to give Johnny the whole $50 million. But there were a couple that were kind of on the fence because they said that they were both bad to each other. And so he said, we compromised. He said, what else did he say? Oh, he said, he made a comment about how 1 minute she would be fake or crying crocodile tears. He said that's what him and the jurors called it, were crocodile tears. 1 minute she's crying crocodile tears, and the next second she's cold as ice. That's exactly what he said. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. And here's the thing. So, when you're sitting there and you're watching this on TV from the comfort of your own home, and you're seeing all this stuff, but you're wondering, like, are the jurors seeing these exact same things? Well, evidently they were, and they said she wasn't believable. They said, they said they thought, the majority of the jurors thought that she was 100% the instigator, that she had instigated the violence. I forget what else, but just normal stuff. But here's what I don't get. She just lost for defaming him. And she's back on national TV reiterating, the fact that he did all these horrible things to her. You guys, Johnny Depp's lawyers better send that bitch a letter. I'm telling y'all. Like, she's so stupid. And she's like, oh, I can't. There's no such thing as freedom of speech anymore. And you guys. You guys. Like, 21,000, you guys. Hear me again. $21,000 is what she paid for this mansion in Fairfax. I know exactly where it's located. It's a mansion in Fairfax with an in-ground pool. It's $21,000 a month. She stayed there for 6 weeks, okay? It was her daughter, her sister, and probably a nanny and God knows who else, because, I don't think this bimbo could take care of a kid by herself if she wanted to. $21,000. She just purchased a $15 million home right before the court case. You know why? I really think... Oh, let me tell you this. So, Savannah Guthrie said that Johnny Depp's attorney, Camille, had said that Amber was needing to give the biggest acting job of her life. And she said, I didn't have to, what did she say? How did she say it? I didn't have to act. It really happened. And then she goes on to say, then she slammed Camille Vasquez, who's, Johnny's attorney. And then, Savannah Guthrie said, do you think that Johnny had better attorneys than yours? And she made some smart ass comment. Basically saying, well, he has the money, just some snippet freaking comment. Now listen to this, you guys. And she was like, oh, and every, there's 6 blocks of Johnny Depp supporters. And then in court, all the people in the galley were Johnny Depp supporters. She's like, we all know that, everybody loves Johnny Depp. She's making these, I'm like, you're such a stupid, she was making comments about how everybody booed her. They booed you because you're a liar, you're a liar. And Savannah Guthrie brought up how Johnny's attorney said, oh, really? Your nose was broken and this happened? Well, this is a picture of you that next morning. And she came up with some bullshit. Bottom line, she's still running her freaking mouth. And I hope Johnny's team, but the thing is, here's the sad thing. Johnny just wants us over with. This bimbo said she still loves Johnny. I know that sounds strange. Let me tell you something. From someone who's a survivor of a piece of shit that abused the crap out of me in more ways than one. And I went through it for quite a few. Anyway, I can say to you, she said, oh yes, when I looked at him, I still love him. I love him. She's like, in some sick, twisted way, I still love him. Bullshit. He didn't hurt you. That's why you still love him. Because you had it made when you were with him. And your family and your friends had it made when you were with him. I can tell you this much. When the police interviewed me, when I was put into an ambulance and I was taken to the hospital the night that he did what he did and he was arrested, the police asked me, like, they said, we're here to help you. We want to know what happened. And they asked me, they said, or the comment was that the male police officer said, he said, I know you're in love with him. I get it. And I looked at him and I was like, I'm not in love with him. I said, I fell out of love with him a long time ago. Like, how could I be in love with him when he's doing these things to me, And that goes the same way with Amber. If he, in fact, was beating the living daylights out of her, and if he, in fact, was doing the abuse, there's no way in hell that she could sit there and say how she still loved him. Like, come on. She's so... you guys. Okay. I need to stop talking about it because it just pisses me off so bad. I'm so over Amber and Johnny. Me too. I can't believe she cheated on Johnny. Oh, she cheated on Johnny with so many different guys. Like, come on. Yeah, you know it. Like, hey out there, what's happening? Oh, what happened to my voice? What's happening? The work program is only for people that don't have kids. People with kids don't have to work. Huh. Take ghee, dip a cotton ball in it, make a little candle, put in the fridge. If the ghee is too liquidy, put it on a metal tray, light it, sing a song. Oh, wow. That's so cool. I have to remember that. She completely reminds me of myself before therapy and medication. Really? It's... I don't know. The sad thing is, she could not take the blame for anything. All she did say was with Savannah Guthrie, she said, oh, I said horrible things. Yeah, I did. I said horrible things. She tried to say in the one recording where she was like laughing at him and like egging him on and talking about, oh yeah, you were in that 21, when you were 21 and making fun of him. She tried to justify it. She's like, oh, well, you didn't hear the entire conversation. It was just bits and pieces put together. There again, I'm like, here's a sad reality. She's not ever going to take responsibility for lying, okay? Because that's all this was a fabricated story in her mind. I don't know if you guys had heard this, but this woman that she had written a manuscript or something about her story with her abusive husband. She said Amber read it. I know she did. Because so supposedly the detailed stories that Amber was going into at court about how Johnny with the bottle and this woman came forward and said she somehow knew or was connected to Amber in some way. Amber was aware that she had written a manuscript and that she was writing this book. And she said she took all my stories and sat on the stand and testified to all of my stories. And let me tell you something. As a victim of DV and SA, and as a survivor of DV and SA, let me backtrack. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. And as such, if she would have stolen my stories, y'all, let me just say, because the hell that I went through and the hell that all people that are essayed and DV'd go through, it's very real, you know, and it just pisses me off that much more when I heard that. I was like, if that's true. But the sad reality is, that's where I was going with this. Amber Heard's not going to take responsibility for a damn thing. She thinks she's perfect. You know, she talked about how one day I'm going to be strong and I'm going to tell my daughter how strong I was for her and how I had to come forward and tell my story. Well, let me just say that I hope your daughter turns out okay, and that I hope she has a good role model. I hope she has a nanny that's like a really good role model, because this bitch has issues. And my opinion, you guys, don't sue me, it's all my opinion. But yeah. You go, girl. Thanks, Kim. She made Johnny a cup of coffee after he supposedly had a bottle. Right? Right? Come on. Come on. Food stamps are $220 pandemic benefits still. Others have told me I will apply soon, but I hate it. So humiliating and degrading. You know what I am? Don't be humiliated or degraded. You're in a position that you need them. You need to go get on them. You know, you need to be one of the few people in this world that are on them legitimately, instead of these other POSs that are too lazy to go to work, that don't want to work, have no intention of working. You're in a position that you need those food stamps, and you need to go get on the food stamps and get on any other program that you can get on. Seriously, come on. If anybody needs it, you need it, and you just need to do it, girl. Don't be degraded. Don't be humiliated. You go on up there with your credit card or whatever it is when you pay for, you know, with your food stamps, and you hold your head up high. You know, you've paid into the system. You've worked your ass off. You're in a position that you need help. Screw everybody else, you know? Seriously. You lose yourself when you're in that kind of relationship. You do. You do. You totally do. Amber is still running her fat mouth. She wouldn't know the truth if it hit her in the fat line. Right, Darlene, right? Oh my gosh, no doubt. I've been in 3 very abusive relationships. I guarantee she was never abused. Right, Andrea? Right? You're a survivor. You know, I had said this before. When you're a survivor and you've been through it, it's like we have like this, there's like some signal or something that's like transmitted to where I can see other women that have been through it. You know, I forget where I was. I saw this young woman and I knew right away, right? I knew, like, you just know. It's like, we're just, you know, we know. We've been through it, we know. This bitch, she has no clue, because she's never been through it. She's the aggressor. She's the abuser. My opinion. Kate Moss, when she made up that baloney story about her, I almost fell off my chair. Right, Auntie? I saw that. I was cracking up. Where am I at, you guys? Oh my gosh. Hold on, you guys. I got to get caught up here. I'm like so far behind. She's a narcissist and a nut job. Yes, Andrea, to say the least. And a big old liar. Her interviewing is keeping her infamy alive. Right? I'm sitting there watching this going, how is she not going to get the shit suit out of her again? And if she does, more power to Johnny. Sorry. I was to it first, but it is what it is. Gotta do what you gotta do. That's right. Get some professional help. She definitely needs to. Yes. That's right, 10-9. That's right, 10-9. You tell I am. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. You're in a position, you need help. Do what you have to do. I think she's delusional. I agree. They were toxic to each other, but he never did the things she said. It's a very young little world. Right. Look, he's an addict. He's an alcoholic. You know, did he do a lot of bad shit? Oh, sure he did. Like, hello. They were both toxic, you know? But there's a difference between being toxic and intentionally going out of your way to hurt someone, you know, when they haven't done anything. Like, for the sake of your child, call a psychoanalyst, right? Ask Elon to pay for the best psychiatrist available. Thank you. Since I think he's supporting her, might as well pay for a shrink as well. I didn't watch any of it. I can't get worked up about multimillionaire props. Right, I am. I agree. Look, I totally agree with you. But I think, I didn't even know who the hell she was. I said to my son, I said, isn't she like a model or something? He's like, no, she's an actress. I was like, really? Like, I didn't even know who the hell she was. You know, when it came about, everybody's like, ooh, it's in Fairfax, Virginia. And so I was canning a lot at the end of April and through May, and so I would have to sit in my kitchen and watch my little pressure canner and make sure it didn't go up too high, right? So while I was sitting there, I was like, oh, here, let me watch it here and there. And I watched it here and there and got caught up, you know, and it is ridiculous, like the shit that they were talking, you know. I mean, what did they say Johnny Depp was spending in wine every month for Amber? I'm like, what? Do you know how many homeless people that I could feed with that amount of money? Like, I wish I could get a message to Johnny Depp and be like, yo, why don't you give me what you would normally pay for your wife's wine? Why don't you donate that to me, and I could help a lot of people, you know? I mean, that was the biggest thing I was taking away from it, was I could have helped so many people with that money. I think it's funny she released her therapist notes or whatever and considers that proof. I know, right? Yeah, anybody can go to a therapist and lie their ass off. Hello. Champagne problems, exactly. Do you think she'll have a career after this? No. Here's what I think. I think no, not for a long time. But when the movies and documentaries start coming out, she'll make money. And everybody will forget about it. Yeah. Unless she gets her ass sued again. Yeah. I mean, I think eventually. But first of all, let's just be real here. Can I just be honest? I've never even seen Aquaman. I've never seen anything that she's in. But I can tell you this, she can't act worth a shit. All you have to do is watch her on the stand. She was like, oh, this is so hard. This is so... What? What did you say? In my best Amber Heard. Sorry, you guys. She's trying to salvage it with these interviews. Yeah, but you know what? She's just... That's the whole thing. She had the means with this Savannah Guthrie interview to redeem herself. To say, look, you guys, like, I was a piece of shit. I did so much wrong. I was abusive to him. I instigated a lot. I said a lot. I did a lot. I lied. I didn't donate the money. I pledged it. I didn't donate it. I'm going to donate it, you know, when I have the money. But am I ever going to really have any money? I'll have to call Elon up and see if he'll give me. I'm going to call Elon and see if he'll give me that money so I can act on my pledge. But you know what I mean? Like, she had the potential to kind of redeem herself with that interview. And what did she do? She blamed Johnny Depp's attorneys. She blamed the fact that he's an actor. She blamed all of his support in the courtroom. She blamed everybody that testified for him was paid. No, they weren't. Kate Moss wasn't paid. Who else? I don't know. Some of his buddies, they weren't paid. Like, her people were paid. You know? They were all paid except her sister, who had no choice but to go along with it, or Amber would kick her ass, you know? Come on. Karma will get her. Exactly. And it's already starting to happen. This is a perfect example. Correct, Victoria. Oh, definitely Happy Father's Day to everybody. I almost forgot. Happy Father's Day. Yay. The whole reality TV taping she did of their fights was odd. That was the other thing. Like, it was so obvious. And I wish the juror would have been asked this question. Like, did her videotapes of Johnny cussing and yelling and throwing things, did they think it was real or that she set it up? Like, I would have liked to have known what the jury thought about that. Harry and Meghan's rental in Montecito was $29,000 a month. That's freaking ridiculous. Oh, hold on, you guys. See, I get behind and then I can't. Happy Friday, everyone. Hey, SJ. Did you feel it when you were shot? My adrenaline, I was in like survival mode, I guess is what they called it. Like my body went into like overload of adrenaline and I was in survival mode. I was just trying to stay alive, basically. No, at first I don't think I realized what really happened until when the police came in and they said that they were like, oh, you're bleeding. And that's kind of like when I was like, what? I'm bleeding? What? You know? And then after that, like when I got in the ambulance and then I got to the hospital and I kind of calmed down a little bit and they gave me, I guess they gave me like a sedative or something. That's when I felt it. That's when I felt it. That's when all of a sudden I felt the pain. Like, yeah. Yep. She is too ill to be self-reflective. Yes, she is. She needs help. I feel so sorry for her baby. I do. I keep forgetting about the daughter. Yep. I feel absolutely horrible for her daughter. I feel horrible for her sister. I feel horrible for her parents. Like, I mean, it's got to be hard for them. I mean, do they not know that she's lying? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's got to be hard. That's why the government has these programs, right? They need to give them to the right people. Get on it now before the food shortage. You guys, I was going to say, I wanted to talk about that. You guys know that I prep. You know, preppers get like a bad name, but, you know, I prep. You know, being a prepper means you're prepared. We went through in 2010, hubby got laid off. He was diagnosed with cancer. We had no health insurance. It was tough. So in 2020, when you couldn't find toilet paper, guess what? Excuse me, we had tons of toilet paper. I was doing major couponing then. And so I had toilet paper to give to the neighbors, to our family. I mean, we had so much toilet paper. You know, I was able to bless everybody with toilet paper when they couldn't find any, you know. But I pretty much then decided that I don't ever want to go back to that time when I was afraid, oh, okay, we don't have the money for our mortgage. We don't have the money for food. We don't have the money. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're not going back there. God forbid. You know, my husband's a contractor. Everybody here in this area, in the DC area, the majority of the people work as government contractors. And, you know, his contract is up at Christmas, you know, Christmas time, for God's sake. And so my thinking was he could lose his job at Christmas. So I need to do something to make sure we're okay, that we can still, you know, survive. So I started, you know, buying food and stuff. And then I got into canning, which I found out I loved. And then I've got this, my whole deck is covered in potatoes and beans and tomato plants and garlic. And then I have an in-ground garden in my backyard. I have a tiny yard, but I have a decent sized garden. In this area, there's so much clay that it takes a few years to get your soil to where it needs to be so that it's really good for growing. But we're doing good. Stuff's starting to grow. But listen, even if you're, like I said, my back deck is tiny and it's covered in plants, you know, in containers. And we have two of these, like, they're like these rocker recliner chairs out there. We don't have a table anymore because we wanted to get another table to go with these specific chairs that we bought. We've got the umbrella and we have a grill. We're not even using the grill because we don't have enough room because there's so many plants. But, you know, my point is, even if you have a small space, start out small. You know, you still have time. Plant some tomato plants. If you go to Walmart or any garden center, you can buy tomato plants for a couple bucks. Well, some places they're like $4.98. You could still potentially grow them from seed even. I go through Renee's Garden is a really good one online. They have heirloom seeds and they've worked out really well the past 2 years. Last year we just did a container garden on our deck and we had like maybe 10 plants. This year, we probably we have lettuce, we have spinach, pole beans. We have 8 of those big, huge potato grow bags filled with potatoes. We have 4 things of garlic bulbs, tons of tomatoes. You name it, we have it. Anyway, my point is, also, I've used the seeds that are 4 for $1 from the Dollar Tree. And guess what? The stuff grows. Like, they work, you know? So even if you have a small space, start off small. Here's the other thing. I know a lot of people are on fixed incomes. I get it. But you know, the Dollar Tree is now the $1.25 store, okay? The $1.25 tree. I mean, if you took $10 a week, $40 a month, instead of eating out, if you took $10 a week and you bought beans, lentils, rice from Dollar Tree, in a month, you would have $40 worth of things, right? You would have, that's 8 things a week at the $1.25 tree. So you would have 32 things at the end of the month. So every little bit helps. If you're able to go to food pantries, go to the food pantries. Be a sponge, take whatever they can give you. Go to the food pantries, take what they can give you. You know, a bag of canned goods is better than nothing, you know. Take whatever you can get your hands on. And, you know, if you're on a fixed income or you're struggling, then guess what? You're the reason why the food pantry's there. Go get help while you can, you know, and just get prepared, you guys. I'm really afraid at what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. You know, I mean, what are we going to do as a nation if our gas gets up to $10 a gallon? You know, what are we going to do with these rolling blackouts? They said the U.S. is going to be hit with rolling blackouts. Guess what? I have 2 freezers. And if the power goes out for very long, I'm going to lose everything in those freezers. So you know what I'm doing? I have 1 freezer filled with meat. I'm canning that meat. I'm canning raw packed chicken. I'm canning ground hamburger meat. I'm canning sausage. The other one is filled with butter, vegetables, and some meat. I've been dehydrating vegetables. You know, you don't have to buy a dehydrator to dehydrate. You can use your oven, right? Hell, it's so hot outside. You can put it on a pan, on a metal pan, and put like a towel or probably cheesecloth over it to protect it from bugs, and dehydrate it. Let it dehydrate in the sun. It's no money out of your pocket to, you know, to do it that way. But do something, you guys. This is scaring me. Like, it's just scaring me. I have gotten to where I don't watch the news anymore. I didn't even find out about the church shooting. The only way I found out was something popped up on my phone, and I was like, what? But I don't watch the news anymore. But there's a couple people that I watch on YouTube that are preppers, and they've been right this whole time, and it's scary. You know, it's scary. It's like we're going to go through another depression. It's scary. Oh my gosh, you guys. Here, let me go back. She's a terrible actress. Like Jada Smith crying about alopecia. You're rich. I think you can afford some wigs and weaves. Yes, 10-9. I completely agree. Like I said, my childhood friend since we were 4 has alopecia. And Jada Pinkett Smith's head does not look like she has alopecia. Most people that have alopecia, it's like they have like a big bald spot here, bald spot here, bald spot. You know what I mean? She has her hair, it's in everywhere. So I don't think she even has alopecia. And if she did, yeah, she has the funds to be able to get an expensive wig. She could change her wig every damn day. Why were they in Fairfax and not Cali? That was odd. They were in Fairfax because the Washington Post's main headquarters is out of Fairfax County. So Johnny thought by switching venues and doing it out here as opposed on the East Coast as opposed to the West Coast, like he thought maybe he'd get a fair chance. And he did, because he's right and she's a bitch. She may actually believe her lies. Yeah, she does. I didn't even know who she was. Me neither, Tammy. I was like, I thought she was some actress. When I saw her, because visually she's pretty. Well, she was pretty when I first saw her. And my son said, oh, she's an actress. She was an Aquaman. I'm like, okay. Now that I know how she is as a person, I don't think she's attractive at all. I think she's, yeah, she is a terrible actress. You got that right. Me either. I ain't seen one movie with her. Exactly. Johnny's done with her. Yep. Great imitation of Amber. You're a better actress than her. Thank you. That says a lot because I can't act worth a crap. She could have kept a low profile and let this blow over. You're so right. She could have walked away with $7 million in her pocket, went on, saved that money, and had a great life, appeared in Aquaman 2, everything would have been perfect. But no, she went out of her way to lie, and that's what happens to liars. So, sorry. Yeah. I'm sure I will watch in the future when it's on YouTube. There you go. Same here. Where I'm at, it's an ancient lake bed. For someone who wants to get into canning, where should they start? A lot of people are afraid of like pressure canners, but I just took the plunge. I ordered a Presto pressure canner, and I watched, who did I watch on YouTube? I watched Homestead Corner. This lady, Jenny, she lives in Maine. She's awesome. She was where I started watching Homestead Corner, and then through her, I found a couple of other videos that I watched. And I just, I took the plunge and said, I'm going to do this. I can do this. And the fear kind of dissipated after the first time I did it. I was like, okay, I can do this. Like the first time I did it, I had my hubby come in the kitchen with me, and I'm like, can you put the weight on it? So he put the weight on, because I was like afraid if I put the weight on it, it might blow or explode. It didn't. I was fine. So good evening all. Sorry, I was watching Larry, on the H. Julia, hey girl. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were actually shot. Such is life. I'm fine. I don't know how to start a garden like structurally where I live, and pots are so expensive. They are. But I will tell you this, if you have a Dollar Tree, the $1.25 tree, they have pots that are like this big in circumference and like this deep. And if you get like tomato plants or pepper plants or whatever, and you get some really good topsoil, and make sure there's holes in the bottom of the pot, put the topsoil in. What's wrong, honey?
It's falling asleep.
You look like you're asleep standing there. You all right?
Did you tell them about the California and 70,000 people? 70,000.
Oh, no, I'm going to tell them. Next. Thanks, honey. Okay.
Yeah, the pot.
Yeah. So you put the potting soil in, and then just like literally take your finger and like, make a little space, and then just take a couple of seeds and just drop them in there. Do like in those small pots like this big from the Dollar Tree, just do like 3, right? Put some soil over it, water it. There you go. If you buy already grown plants, plant starters, like if you go to Walmart or a nursery, then you just get the plant starters that are in small containers, get your pot, make room for it, take that out, and kind of like go like this, and like, I don't know how to say it. Like the roots, you just kind of want to break them up, put it in the soil, pat it down, water it, you're good to go. I mean, I know that was like a quickie, but it's simple. It really is simple. Can you send me some of this energy you have? Sure, Tammy. Look, this energy only comes every now and then. Trust me. I highly recommend the Three Sisters planting method. It's corn, peas, beans, peas, zucchini, squash. The corn stalks is support for the beans. Yes, SJ. Good point. What was I just thinking? Tomato plants and pepper plants grow good together. Is that what it was? I don't, if you look it up, there, like if you look up the city that you live in, there's usually a website that'll tell you like what plants grow best with each other, because some plants need more niacin, some plants need more something else. I don't know. I sucked at science, you guys. Yeah, but you're absolutely right, SJ. SJ, I would look for smooth black stones in the ancient lake bed. Crafters buy them to paint male in a regional ape. Oh, duck poop, llama poop, chicken poop. Exactly, rabbit. Exactly. We go to the $1.25 store and we buy cans anyway here in Miami. We store for hurricanes. We have shortage here in big grocery stores. Shelves are empty. Imagine if we have a hurricane. I'm scared too. I bet, Barbara. I bet. I mean, that's scary, excuse me, in itself. And then if there's a shortage of food on top of that, excuse me, let me tell you something that I saw. Look at me, you guys. I'm like soaking wet with sweat. I was so upset when I saw this. Okay. I think it's Beaver, California, if I'm not mistaken. This big, huge pork plant, it's the largest pork plant in the U.S., shut down the other day. I don't know. I can't remember if it was 17,000 people or 70,000 people. But the town declared a state of financial emergency because this plant shut down, okay? Because the entire town, basically, everybody works there. So I believe it's Utah. Can you guys hear me right now? If you guys can hear me, type the number 1. Oh, you guys can hear me. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me finish telling you this, okay? I am so sorry. I charged this stupid battery all day, and apparently when I went to log on, my husband was like, why are there only 2 lights on the battery? I'm like, I don't know. The stupid thing's been charging all day. Okay, so listen. So in Utah, those people there would raise pigs, and they had contracts with the Smithfield pork plant in California. So yeah, it shut down, right? So here's what they found out. It's owned by the Chinese. And when they questioned, the people in Utah, I guess, when they questioned the officials at Smithfield why they shut down, they said, because we can. And then supposedly they also said that they were going to shut down some other plants. Well, there's one in Virginia that's really large. And then there's a couple, 2 other ones, I think, in the U.S. that are large. So, yeah, isn't that like so, isn't that like so bizarre? Like, and then come to find out, there's some retired Chinese general freaking bought 144,000 acres of farmland, right? From somebody that owned this acreage. And whoever owned this acreage before planted on it. So when this general buys it, everybody just assumed, I don't think they realized that he was from China. They assumed that he was going to be farming this land. Guess what? Nope. Not farming at all.
I think you lost the audio too.
Oh, I did?
I think so.
Well, shit. But yeah, you guys, so I'll do a video. If you guys can hear me, I'll do a video and show you like my garden, my little container garden, and then my garden in the ground. I can do that. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me see if I can get. I'll put this battery in.
Whoa, it's so hot in here.
Okay. Okay.